Hi everyone, welcome to our first video tutorial. In this video, I'll show you the basics of Web Assistants. Web Assistant consists mainly of 4 layers. The first layer is for data collection. In this layer, you should define the data to be collected from your assistant users. These data will be the base for the advice or the solution they will get. The second layer is for the data resources. Optionally, you can define here your own data resources or rely on other online ones. The third layer is for holding the logic. The assistant logic represents the brain of the assistant. It's responsible for processing the user data based on your experience as well as the data resources you have. Finally, the reporting layer is for formatting the findings generated from the logic. This layer controls what to be displayed to your assistant users. So, how these layers work together? First, when a user opens your Web Assistant, some questions will be displayed. The answers collected will be sent to the logic layer. If you defined any data resource, it will also be available to the logic layer. Now, the logic you defined will process the data collected to generate the findings. In Advicenode, we call these findings interpretations. These interpretations will be sent to the reporting layer to be formatted. These interpretations can be transformed to charts, text paragraphs, images, or any other visuals that may be useful in presenting your advice or solution. Now, how to build a Web Assistant? You should build your Web Assistant in the same order of the assistant layers. First, you should define the questions to be displayed to your assistant users. Each piece of information to be collected must have an equivalent question. Second, in case you have some data resources, you can upload them to Advicenode. This step is optional one. You can build an assistant without having any data resources. The third step is to define the logic that will hold your experience. This logic will rely on the data collected by the questions you define in the first step. It may also use the data resources you define in the second one. The final step is formatting the advice or the solution. You have a variety of controls that can format and organize the processing output. In our next videos, we will discuss each step in more details.